Hi, my name's Wendy and this is my garden. First time I've done a video on YouTube, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit hesitant in what I'm saying, but I thought I'd give you a little show round before I start doing things on a more regular basis. So I'm going to start over here. I've got a couple of beds under this enormous tree that my next door neighbour has, and it takes away all the light and an awful lot of the nutrients, so there's only a few things that will grow over here. Enormous hebe which probably needs chopping back, but I don't quite know how to do it safely without killing it. This is a buddleia which I have chopped back quite dramatically. We'll see if that survives. Another hebe, some lavender bushes, and just here is one of my comfreys. I have two, and that will grow back in abundance next year. I like to feed the birds. Got a little water bath for them. That looks disgusting, but you know, birds like it. Another hebe, another lavender, and some weeds. I need to get on top of that. This is my other comfrey, another buddleia, and another massive hebe. Flower beds, which again I need to probably dig out completely, reline, and start again. Oh look, I hadn't noticed those. Oh, how amazing. Look, we've got snowdrops. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy we've got snowdrops. Look. Cherry tree. Which has got some little buds on it, so I'm hoping that we might get something from this year. And over here on the other side of the patio we have an olive, which has obviously never produced any actual olives. I'm not expecting it to in this climate, but we like it anyway. Back of the patio. These, I love these, my garden gargoyles. Aren't they cute? Love that one. Sticking his tongue out to the world. So, coming back down, this is the main part of the garden that we are developing at the moment. Sorry, there's a car alarm going off in the background, hopefully you can't hear that. These beds here are new. They were put in at October time, I think it was, and we've just been slowly filling them with compost, leaves, whatever we can find, just to fill them up a bit, and obviously keeping the cats out. We have lots of cats in the neighbourhood. With the netting on that one, and in this one I have got, if you can see through the netting, there's a few little lettuces. One of them's died, and that's the bed that I'm going to put my broad beans into when I get around to getting them out of the greenhouse. Okay. This is going to extend, the bark is going to extend all the way down the length to where the washing line is. And these two beds here are the original beds that we put in 2017. We are going to split them so that, because they're too stacked at the moment, we're going to split them so that they're the same size as those, and they will come down the garden to fill this space. So I will eventually have 6 beds to grow in, and it'll all be bark chipped to keep it nice and tidy. In here I currently have a couple of spring green cabbages. I've got some onions which I'm hoping to transplant. I've got some other cabbages which look like they're starting to heart up, although that one's been massacred by something. And we've got some purple sprouting broccoli. I'm thinking that these will probably need to come out, sadly, before they've produced anything, but I can still eat the leaves, and it's just so that we can actually get the beds in the right place so that I can get on with this year's growing. Got some radish which has been left in over winter, just, you know, seeing if it produced anything. Looks like the leaves have been fairly well chomped as well. Never mind. And in this bed we've got some kale, some swede which didn't really produce anything, I think because they went in too late, and at the back there we've got some beetroot, which again went in too late to produce anything, so that lot's all going to be whipped out as well. Into the greenhouse. Temperatures in here have improved over the last few days. Average temperature of 15 degrees. Marvellous. So here are my broad beans. Unfortunately some of them did not germinate. We've got some overwintered spinach, which is probably going to be binned, and there's a few more broad beans in there. So I'm hoping they're not too small to go out, because this was a complete mess on my part. Putting that together, didn't really think about what I was doing when I did it. We've also got in here some carrots which I've overwintered, which I don't think are going to produce anything. I've got a celery, again overwintered, and that was actually grown from what was left of a bunch of celery that I got from a well-known supermarket. And down here I've got a tiny little bit of parsley, again from a well-known supermarket, and that's what's left of that. I've got this enormous pop-up fruit cage which has actually been up all winter. I know we're only halfway through, but still, it's been up since September, I think. Mainly to keep these brassicas happy, but they haven't really thrived at all in the little pots that I put them in, so that's an experiment that I won't be repeating. I've got some overwintered onions in here which I probably need to yank out at some point. Another kale, obligatory black garlic compost bin, pile of branches that needs to be chopped up, lots of pots. Can't wait to get growing in these ones, these big 30-litre pots. I'm going to do potatoes in the majority of them and carrots in maybe 5 or 6 of them. I've got my disgusting teas in there. So the one at the top is a mixture of, I think it was molasses, beer, soil and water to try and act as a compost accelerant, and underneath it is a big disgusting bucket of comfrey tea. And we have a second homemade compost heap here. It's just full of leaves at the moment. Underneath that is actually looking quite good. Those leaves were put in last week. Just doing a bit of a tidy up. So out the front here we've got a leaf mould bin. There was just a handy little crevice in between the fencing and the next door neighbour's house. I've put in a cage and scooped up a load of leaves from, I'll show you, that massive tree there, which tends to really coat both our garden and next door's garden with leaves every year. So I thought, well, let's scoop them all up and put them to good use. Lovely leaf mould. Neighbour's cat. Hello, Molly. So that's a little tour of the garden, and this is me, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon.